Hello, this is Lopan Yudron from Oakland, California. Welcome. We're going to talk today about one of the most important prayer or invocation in the Nyingma tradition of Tibetan Buddhism. But you shouldn't think about it like from some obscure, it doesn't feel obscure to me, but to you it may be in a small group of Buddhists in a small part of the world. Instead, think about it as a part of Buddhism as a whole, I feel. Because Guru Rinpoche, as we've said before, was born in Ludhiana and then wandered through India and mastered all dharmas, all Buddhist paths, from sutra to tantra to dzogchen. And so you do have a connection to him, even if you're from another Buddhist tradition. That's a thought that came to mind today. Hello, Tenzin Punsuk. Tenzin saying hello. Good morning from Canberra, and good morning from Oakland. So this prayer, the 7-line prayer, is an invocation of Guru Rinpoche. So at the beginning of every Nyingma practice, and I imagine the Kagyu lineage uses it sometimes too, they start out with a 7-line prayer in every single practice. So you're drawing in Guru Rinpoche. And as we said before, that's like not only the enlightened master Guru Rinpoche, who became complete Buddhahood, but also the element of mastery itself, the perfection of all learning, the perfection of all practice, is Guru Rinpoche, the masculine principle, upaya, skillful means. Not only did he attain complete realization, but Guru Rinpoche taught. He taught in India, he taught in Nepal, he taught in Bhutan, he taught in Tibet, he taught in Sikkim. He brought particularly Tantric Buddhism to whole new worlds. In fact, Tibetan Buddhism never would have really taken off. It looked like, Shantarakshita, the great scholar and monk, tried with all his might to establish the first monastery, Samye, in Tibet, but was unable to do so due to opposing forces. And Guru Rinpoche was called in, and through Guru Rinpoche's tremendous power as a practitioner, he was able to defeat all the forces that obstructed the passage of Buddha Dharma to the new country of Tibet in the 8th century. So a lot of us have a natural affinity to Guru Rinpoche, whether we were born in Tibet or whether we were born here in the United States, or we have a friend here online with us today who is from Australia. And that can, perhaps that is a past life connection that we have, because it doesn't, just because you're born somewhere else doesn't mean you haven't experienced lifetimes in Tibet or the Himalayan area, and we may have already had a connection to Guru Rinpoche. Who knows? There's no way of knowing. But if you want to call him in, this is what we do. We do the 7-line prayer to Guru Rinpoche. I'm just going to bring it up on the screen. Here we go. I just put the core prayer here. Oh, I'm going to bring it down a little smaller so you can see it better. So it's not that complicated. Of course, great scholars have written long books about every word in this prayer and showing its profound meaning according to each level of practice. And what do I mean, each level of practice? In our Nyingma tradition, it's like we start on the outside with Guru Rinpoche as a Buddha who whose wisdom mind pervades everywhere, and we are calling him in like from the outside. That's sort of the beginning level of practice. And then as you go deeper and deeper, you discover Guru Rinpoche inside as your own pristine consciousness. And you gradually, under the guidance of a wisdom lama, you learn to distinguish between your pristine, primordial, awakened nature and then this conditioned mess of thoughts, this ordinary mind that is completely befuddled, wrapped in darkness with all these many concepts of I like you, I don't like you, you're bad, I'm good, I'm American, you're Tibetan, you're Australian, all this, look out the window, there's an oak tree. Let's see, oak trees. Do I like oak trees? Do I not like oak trees? All this kind of baloney that goes on in our mind all the time. We learn through connection with wisdom teachers I'm cut in half. As manifestations of Guru Rinpoche, they teach us and they allow us to make a connection with this pristine consciousness, this yeshe. And to see this yeshe with our rigpa or our vidya in Sanskrit, the capacity, the latent capacity we have that we can acquire to how to know, how to recognize, how to be in touch with this this panoramic, beautiful, juicy knowing of the non-dual nature of reality, bright, present awareness. Cool, huh? And you don't need drugs. In fact, you can introduce yourself. Guru Choki Wangchuk, many centuries ago, was a great, he was the incarnation of a student of Guru Rinpoche. And Guru Rinpoche hid this prayer for him, which he had used in India, had been used in India to summon him. And he found it very effective, and so he gave the practice as a practice to Guru Choki Wangchuk. And Guru Choki Wangchuk wrote it down, his previous incarnation. It was hidden for his previous incarnation, and then Guru Choki Wangchuk rediscovered this like a treasure and brought it forward as a very simple, all-in-one practice. You don't need any other practice, actually, other than the 7-line prayer. Welcome to Kondro Kunzong today. Welcome, welcome. Who knows the 7-line prayer very well, and I'm sure has recited many thousands, if not millions, of 7-line prayers in her lifetime. So, there's so many directions I can go with this, but it's experiential. So, we are yogis and yoginis, the heart practitioners. We're not, most of us, I'm sure if you're watching this, you wouldn't be bothering to watch me if you were a great scholar. We're trying to figure out how to wake up right now. And this is a free, easy way to wake up, and it'll gradually cut through all your mental fog, and you'll find yourself experiencing things fresh in a bright, uplifted way. Your whole world perception will change if you take to heart this practice of reciting the 7-line prayer to Guru Rinpoche. But you learn by doing. You don't learn by thinking about it. More thinking, nah. So it goes, let's do it in English first. Hung. Hung is a non-conceptual syllable. It's not a word. And each part of it, if we were to spend the hour, we could spend an hour talking about Hung, making concepts about the non-conceptual, but basically it includes all the Buddha families. All 5 Buddha families, all aspects of awakening are included in the sound, Hung. And the syllable Hung is a representation. You can see it up there. See if I have it close to this. I can't use a pointer on the screen here, I don't think. The first word there, Hung, you see the syllable above there in Tibetan in red, and that is very profound. And in the northwest of the land of Udayana, where is Udayana? My goodness, these days some people are saying it was in Orissa, India. I don't know any Tibetans saying that, but some scholars or somebody is saying that. But we've always been taught that it was at one time, and there's lots of archaeological evidence, on the border of Pakistan and what's the other stuff? Afghanistan. Above, there's a Swat Valley, and this is loaded with ruins and still existing stupas and monasteries and so forth. Still, even though it's a Muslim country now, very strong Muslim country, there's still lots of evidence there of there having been a wonderful kingdom, and that's where Guru Rinpoche appeared in his Nirmanakaya form, the manifest body of awakening that appeared to ordinary sentient beings like you and me. And he then eventually wandered in that form too, over centuries, wandered and came based on the request of Shantarakshita and the Dharma king Trisong Detsen to Tibet in the 8th century. So, but he was born in the northwest of the land of Udayana, in the heart of a lotus flower. So Guru Rinpoche was born floating on a lotus, found in the form of an 8-year-old boy, floating in a huge ocean-like lake that existed at that time in Udayana. Endowed with the most marvelous attainments, you are renowned as the lotus-born, naturally. Surrounded by many hosts of Dakinis, following in your footsteps, I pray to you, come, inspire me with your blessings. There's many, many translations of this poem, of this invocation. Guru Pema Siddhi Home. So, in Tibetan, and please forgive me, the Tibetans who are listening to this with my pronunciation, but I would say Hong Urgyen Yogi Nubjang Sam Pema Gesar Dompo La Yaten Chöki Nudrup Nye Pema Jungne Shesudrak Kordu Kandro Mangpo Kor Keki Jesu Da Dupki Jingi Labchir Sheksu Sol Guru Pema Siddhi Hon. So now if you want to recite this, I'm sure you can go to YouTube and find a Tibetan. They all have different accents. Even within Tibet was a vast region. You'll find different pronunciations, but you'll get a much better sense of how it's pronounced than Yudron of Oakland. So my experience is this. We were asked to accumulate, my Lama Tarchen Rinpoche, one of my 3 main lamas, had a heart condition, diabetes, and so forth, and we were asked to recite many, many, many of these, like millions, and count them. And they kept track of the numbers. This is a Tibetan custom, to say that you're doing lots and lots and lots of this practice, because Lama Tarchen Rinpoche had a dream that if people did this, it would prolong his life. And he did live many more years, so it worked as far as I'm concerned. But in the process, of course, it was a tremendous gift to us to be asked to recite this prayer repeatedly, and I think I did about 100,000 over a course of a year. It's not hard to do that, really, not a big deal. And because there weren't any specific rules about you have to be sitting on a cushion, nice mala in your left hand, and composed perfectly in meditation. Wherever we went, we accumulated the 7-line prayer. And you get very fast at it, that's for sure. But not only that, you visualize Guru Rinpoche. Wherever you are, he's in front of you or above your head. And I remember, and still I have an image of my mind of going up to through Marin County, and there's a body of water there, an inlet off of the San Francisco Bay, and seeing Guru Rinpoche. Not in a visionary sense, but just imagining Guru Rinpoche over that body of water, just like he was on Lake Dhanakosha in Udiana so long ago. Let's bring in a picture of Guru Rinpoche. It'll probably cover me up. 7-line prayer file. Okay. This is a picture of Guru Rinpoche. This one, legend has it that Guru Rinpoche, a statue was made of Guru Rinpoche while he was alive. And when he saw it, he said, "Oh, that looks like me." And this is the statue. So it's called the Looks Like Me statue. So this is a very, very sacred image. And it's great. At that time, I printed it out and I had it put in plastic and I put it on my dashboard. Of course, I'm not looking at my dashboard when I'm driving, but occasionally you're glancing over in the course of things. So all the time, Guru Rinpoche, awareness of Guru Rinpoche is coming in your mind. You're making a connection with those amazing eyes. And this is, you can find this easily on the internet these days. Isn't it wonderful? We coveted these pictures. At that time, everything was very hard to find back in the 90s. So I want to bring up another Guru Rinpoche statue, a Guru Rinpoche picture. Oh, I guess is that all I have? Guru Rinpoche statue? Is that the only one? Oh no, this one. I showed this last week. I just love this one. It must be Bhutanese. The picture is cut off like that, so you can't see the Vajra in the right hand. This isn't in the Nangsi Zilnan, or suppression by splendor pose. I feel like I may have seen that in Bhutan. Somebody can tell me what the origin is of this one. But that's a beautiful, beautiful image. And just take him in. Last week we talked about the symbolism. We went through each piece of clothing, his staff, his hat, and so forth, and what it symbolizes. And basically his attire represents his complete accomplishment of every aspect of the Dharma, with nothing left out. So you're invoking Guru Rinpoche with this prayer. Now, when it was given, when Guru Choki Wangchuk found this treasure, with it he found instructions from Guru Rinpoche about how people are supposed to do this practice. And I remembered those today, so I'm going to read them to you. These are the instructions of Guru Rinpoche about how to do this practice. Homage to the Yidam deity. That means your personal image of awakening that you identify with. Tara, Vajrakalaya, Guru Rinpoche himself. His Yidam deity was Pal. Oh gosh, I'm forgetting the name of it. Somebody can throw it in the box for me in the comments. Palchen? Now I feel embarrassed. I'm forgetting the name of his Yidam deity, but he also practiced Vajrakalaya to do away with obstacles. Vishuddha is how it's said in Sanskrit. I'm forgetting the name of his Yidam deity in Tibetan. But anyway, he was his own special. He really specialized in one sometimes. Fortunate men and women of the future. That's us. Sons and daughters of an enlightened family. When you turn to me, the Guru of Orgyen, for refuge, you take yourself to an isolated place. Okay, that could be your room. It's even better if it's up on some windy hilltop somewhere away from everyone, if you can. Make deep feelings arise of melancholy at impermanence and disgust with samsara. This is vital. It's not hard right now to feel melancholy and at impermanence, but it means facing up to impermanence. And that's the beginning, So, for example, we have Julie Nolte, the Canadian comedian, every week coming out with a new video talking to herself from from a year ago this time. We could all go back, if we could meet with ourselves from February of last year, we would have completely different expectations, wouldn't we, about what the coming year would bring. So now we can look back, and here Guru Rinpoche is saying, you don't have to turn away from that pain. You can mourn. You should mourn. You should really face this pain of impermanence head on, no matter what form it takes in your life. Impermanence is a big word. It sounds intellectual. Change, the painful changes in our lives. Changes happening, good, bad, all the time. There's nothing will ever stay the same from moment to moment. And this is something that we as Buddhists face rarely head on. And let the melancholy, the sadness come up about that. And think and discuss with cyclic existence, thinking, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be part of this system of going round and round and round in cyclic existence. And so you really got to get a lot of feeling. I'm going to cut out from Guru Rinpoche's instructions here just to touch on why. Why do you generate feeling? And go back to the legend of actually how this prayer was used in India, even before Guru Rinpoche came to Tibet. There were many scholars of Nalanda Monastery in India, the foremost monastery and center of learning. And they were about to face off against some heretics who were going to debate them. And they were afraid they were going to lose because they were really good, smart debaters. And Dakini came to them, a female enlightened being, and said, you really need to, what you need, here's a prayer. So in a way, she wrote this, I guess. You really need Guru Rinpoche, because without it, you really are going to lose. And they all went up on the roof of the monastery, and they recited this prayer together, and Guru Rinpoche came in an instant. So this is the feeling, like as soon as you say this prayer, Guru Rinpoche is here. He's right here. And it's so powerful. But I want to say, as I was reading that, I was thinking, wow, you're really, really the best scholars, but still they were scared. What's there to be scared of? This is a sign of lack of realization, honestly, if you're scared of what's going to happen, anything that's going to happen. So I think we can use this as a metaphor in our lives. So don't be so intellectual about Dharma. Yes, learn, study, pair study with your practice. But if it gets to be just words and concept, and you're chewing your intellectual mind, it's like Lama Tarchen Rinpoche used to say, like a cow, chewing his cud or her cud, I guess, over and over, taking pleasure in this mental, I won't say the M word, but, chewing, mulling over things again and again, never really getting to the main point. We need Guru Rinpoche to cut through all that. And when he arrived, of course, he saved the day and he supervised the other, the debaters, and he debated himself, and he completely defeated all the opposing debaters. And Dharma was victorious. And so Dharma can be victorious in our lives. What do we need? We need Guru Rinpoche and the 7-line prayer. I can't tell you how much it's helped me saying 100,000 of these. But saying one is good. It's a good place to start. So with feeling. So this is what I'm saying. Feeling, really getting, being real. Samsara sucks. This is not a joke. Impermanence is real, really facing on into the suffering and samsara, our own suffering. How can you make it more real? And bringing up great devotion to the Dharma that can bring us and all living beings out of cyclic existence. And this is all embodied in Guru Rinpoche, Padmasambhava, the lotus born from Udayana. Gosh, I've been preaching for 25 minutes. And I haven't even finished what Guru Rinpoche said. So here the instructions go on. So you brought to mind this with all your heart. And then he says, rely on me completely, heart and soul. It's an unusual word, but he means really deeply, from the heart. Reflect how every kind of refuge, all your hopes, are all fulfilled and complete within me. He's a perfect source of refuge, the Guru of Orgyen. Whether in happiness or in sorrow, have total trust and confidence in me. What's it going to hurt? Guru Rinpoche is harmless. At the very least, he's harmless. It's not going to hurt us to bring. I know we're scared. We've placed our trust in places where it doesn't belong, in human beings who don't practice Dharma, and we've been disappointed, and then we have all those feelings of hurt and disappointment from placing our trust in the wrong place. Well, you can trust in Guru Rinpoche, Padmasambhava, Baba, and he'll never let you down. He said he went on to say, no need to make offerings or praise. You can set aside all accumulating. Simply let devotion flood your body, speech, and mind. This is a Dharma way of saying flooding, yes, your body, yes, your mind, but also your breath, the very air you breathe, the energy pathways in your body, both the subtle energy pathways and then our actual physical nervous system. Let it permeate you. And pray in this way over and over again. So he says, create a feeling of yearning and longing so intense that tears flow from your eyes. If the rapture of devotion overwhelms you, breathe out strongly. Ha! And then leave everything as it is, clear and awake, focused and undistracted. Look within. For children of mine who pray like this, it goes without saying that they will have my protection, for they will be the sons and daughters of the Buddhas of the past, present, and future. They will receive empowerment into awareness. They're using, I'll explain the word, of their own enlightened mind. And so the phrase he's using here is Wangchen Rongrik Sem. So I'd say your Rongrik is a short for Rongjong Rigpa, your self-sprung knowingness of this state of the true nature of phenomena and yourself. This is a great Wangchen is a great empowerment into this actual, your capacity to see your own true nature, which is Buddha from the beginningless beginning. He's completely empowering you into this. That he's saying this is all you need, the 7-line prayer. So even if your guru has died, we don't like to think of them as dying. They passed into enlightenment, of course. Even if you're alone in COVID and you have nobody, Guru Rinpoche will be there for you, introducing you directly to the nature of your mind by saying the 7-line prayer with feeling. So he says, people who do this, they're samadhi, or their in-depth meditation, their perfect focused presence with their practice will be so powerful and stable that wisdom will naturally, that yeshe, will naturally blossom and expand, this pristine awareness. So instead of being focused all the time on this crazy stuff going on in our head, from the heart, this pristine consciousness, you'll be able to identify it. You'll be able to remain in it. Merge with that instead of constantly merging with your monkey mind, this clouded, obscured consciousness, conceptual mind. A wakeful, present, expansive capacity will come forth. This great blessing, which arises of its own accord, Rongjung Chempo, the great self-arisen blessing will dispel all the suffering that will ripen on you. So your past karma will be purified or be experienced by others. How is that? Well, he goes on to explain, when your mind is transformed, others' perception will simultaneously change. You will accomplish enlightened activity, and all noble qualities will be complete within you. Such are the words of Guru Rinpoche Padmasambhava as came through the wisdom master Guru Choki Wangchuk, Guru Chowang, so long ago. All right, so let's say a few 7-line prayers. Let's do 3, because it's... And, I just summoned... I was so powerful, I summoned Alexa from the other room. Okay, let's say a few 7-line prayers. And let's do this together. Again, Yuki Nuchan Sam Pema Kesar Dampola Yasen Chiking Adune Pema June Shesudrak Koru Kanra Mampukor Keiki Jesu Da Tumki Jingi Lapshir Shiksu Son Guru Pema City Home Hong again Yuki Nujan Sam Pema Gesar Dampola Yasin Chiking Adumne Pema June Jesu Drak Kodu Kandro Mampukor Keiki Jesu Tai Tumgi Jingi Lapshir Shiksu Son Guru Pema City Home Hong again Yuki Nujan Sam Pema Gesar Dampola Yatzen Chiking Adumne Pema June Jesu Drak Kodu Kandro Mampukor Keiki Jesu Tai Tumgi Jingi Lapshir Shiksu Son Guru Pema City Hong Hong again Yuki Nujan Sam Pema Gesar Dampola Yasin Chuki Ngudumne Pema June Jesu Drak Kodu Kandro Mampukor Keiki Jesu Da Tumgi Jingi Lapshir Shiksu Son Guru Pema City Home. Wonderful. So there is actually a group accumulation going on of many millions of of this 7-line prayer, and I put the link in the video description, so you can, even if you're seeing this after the fact, it'll be going on for a while. You can click on that link, and as you say the 7-line prayer, you can tell them that you said 1, you said 3, you said 7, you said 1,000,000. And I'm going to do a big ask of you right now, the end of our time together. Would you practice this each day this week? It would be really good. I'd love to see how it works for you, what your experience is of it. If you could do 7 in this manner that Guru Choang described, full of heart, visualizing Guru Rinpoche, however you think of Guru Rinpoche, and do that once a day. So 7 once a day for 7 days. That'd be 49 times. And you can contact the Great Accomplishment people that are accumulating this 7-line prayer, and call, email them in your 49. I think that's 49. So what you do again is you bring up all your feelings about impermanence and samsara, right? So you're really feeling it, and you cry out with devotion, saying this prayer, calling Guru Rinpoche to be present with you, wake you up 7 times, and then until you say it, and you're gonna you're gonna cry. If you're not that emotive, don't sweat it. It's okay. Just do it sincerely, and then just You can actually merge Guru Rinpoche, the visualization of Guru Rinpoche, with your own mind, and just sit there nicely. And you can remain like that until your normal thoughts return. Your laundry list, whatever your habitual thinking is, comes back, and which it will. And then you can either start on a whole nother cycle and do 7 and then rest again, or you can then dedicate merit. By this merit may all obtain omniscience, may it defeat the enemy wrongdoing. From the stormy waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death, from the ocean of samsara, may I free all beings. Like very nicely, sharing the merit with everyone. And that's a nice little practice. Doesn't take long, and there's nothing more profound, I'd say. Alrighty, so I'm going to take down my friends here. And say goodbye from Ngakchang Gatsel, the Happy Garden of Practitioners in Oakland, California. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye, everybody.